We're waiting on Schmitz this morning. They're going to show up and put that rotor in, or that rotor box. Bob and I and Cody pulled the rotor on it last night. I think we had a record time last night getting a rotor out. Bob's pulling up here with a cart. We had about 50-60 bushel on the field, same field as the wheat that's in here. This is going in the bin, so we are going to put it on there and stick it back in the shed. Not sure what's he doing there.
I think he's trying to turn around.
I don't know why he didn't back in there. So anyway, it's June 27th, Friday. We've got 180 we can cut this morning. Everything southeast of here got rain. Some of it got major rain last night, this morning.
Can you put a new seat?
So we won't be cutting Oxford for a while. My plan is to get this 80 cut, take 3 machines up there, knock it out. Then we'll come home, get the planters hooked up, get our seed, then try to get the wheat area that we have cut back to beans and sprayed this weekend before we cut any more wheat. We're running 2 12-row planters. We can 7 mile an hour. We can cover a lot of ground in 2 days. Probably we can catch the combine in 2 days. There's 1,031 bushel on here between the pup and the truck now. Obviously we're way overloaded, but it's not leaving the yard. See if old Bobby remembers how to run a grain cart. Empty? Is it empty? It says it's not empty. He shut the slide. Put the rest of it on the tandem. Still has quite a bit? Huh? Might have been a little more in there than we thought. We'll scale it coming out of the bin, or before we put it in the bin. We'll unload the pup onto another truck, go rescale it. Alright guys, I'll bring it back. Bob and I and Cody pulled out the rotor last night. You guys know we're pretty efficient at that. Schmidt showed up, pulled off the drive, off the gearbox, pulled the main and drive belt off. We took the bin lid off and we've unbolted the rotor box. So, haven't been at it too long. New boxes in there. Try to get this thing rolling. Cody's finishing taking the last 2 bolts out of the gearbox.
This is what happens when it's your call, man.
Get on it square, Cody. The gearbox is back in. Putting the rotor in now. He's finishing up the shiv over on the other side. Sure be nice if you could pinch that tight enough to tip up the other end, Bob. It won't. The forks are a little wide. Pick it up just a hair on this side, Bob. You gotta pick it up a little. You're hitting the side. Time to stab the gearbox. Alright, we're gonna get the gearbox stabbed. Alright, it's 3:30. We started that project at 11. Stopped and had a pretty good lunch. It took more time than I probably should have. So anyway, Cody just pulled it out. Gonna run the rotor. Well, Schmitz is still here. And go from there. Smooth as glass now. Alright, got it up and running. Header on it, behind it. I got the bean tender full of beans. We'll grab those 2. Part. Head to the next one. The weeds are coming. Cody's there. Shane's loading the semi. Bob somewhere. This wheat's not terrible. Not nearly as good as what we've been cutting. Kind of had this pegged at our 3rd worst farm all year. They just didn't get the rain up here. You could tell what a stripe there. Right there. What that's about. Anyway, they just didn't get the rain up here. When we checked this spring, they were 2 inches behind up here. So this farm has a really high wheat average. It's a good 80. It's just, I mean, this wheat's, it's good, but it's not stupid like we've been cutting. Alright, we're going to try to get this 80 knocked out, but I'm afraid we can't get enough trucks. We didn't start till right at 5 o'clock. And then our elevator told us it's hard to keep trucks around from 8 o'clock in the morning and then have us start at 5 o'clock. So he thought our next truck was an hour out. Well, we'll be full long before an hour. I told him we wanted 3 and he gave us 2. Been really happy with him, but today kind of aggravating. Started at 5 o'clock. First trucks that are Cheney's finishing loading it anyway. Yeah, she's still unloading. She got more than enough to fill him. Cody just dumped. And Bob's half loaded. And we're there. Just could have went a little farther. No sense in pushing it. We're out of trucks. So, I'll get unloaded and we will keep moving. So the cart's full, combines are full. We'll have a semi, almost a semi and a half at that point. Sitting here waiting. Need to get this 80 done tonight, badly. Ignore the weeds right through there. That was all ground out. That thing is an animal. He's in some grass there, but I'm running 3 mile an hour. 293, somewhere in there. Wheat's pretty good. And now he got into a terrace. But he's running damn near a mile an hour faster than I am. And pushing a 35 foot instead of a 25 draper. So we know the draper's making an efficiency difference, but so does 100 horsepower. And I'm keeping mine full.
Are you moving home or wherever we're going tonight? I'll probably get down there.
So I like to keep it above 2270. That was up over a terrace, the reason I jumped way out. So again, I'm keeping it full. 293. Bob's walking off from me. Pretty impressed with it. I'm not sure what time it is. We are, we'll have this thing knocked out in another 30 minutes probably. Let me look at the time quick. Okay, 7:33, and we started at 5 o'clock, so done pretty good. That's darn sure not what that last quarter made, north of 70, but it's not bad. We can't ask for too many crops that are over 70. It doesn't happen very often here. Little water structure there. Let my GPS catch up. Bob's turning around right there at that structure and going back. Getting a little carryover on my reel. Running it pretty low. I don't remember what this one had for hail damage, but it was over 25%. So we're going after them. All these drowned out last spring. This 80 had a, I don't know, year and a half, two years maybe. And we've got some issues with some terraces holding water. So we'll put beans back in it right away. And then when we get the beans off this winter, hopefully we can get up here and fix some of these issues, because when we had corn up here, it did well last fall. In fact, I think this is our second best farm on corn, and it had the same drowned out spots. So if it hadn't had the drowned out spots, you know, it would have helped tremendously. We'll get them fixed. Just about full, and Cheney's full, waiting on the next truck. We'll have one more truck, so we're gonna have, I don't know if the fourth one will be quite full, but like I said, still dang good wheat. I'm not complaining. Just when you come off of one like that last one, it's, oh, I guess just you want. But like I said, I knew this one was what I had figured our third worst farm. And that's where it's going to come in, except for one that we had hail 33.4% or 34 point something percent. It was that one that obviously I videoed it that was hailed so badly. It still did well, real well, but yeah, just too much hail damage down there.
Kenny told me, he said this one may have an enclosed rotor. He didn't know. So I guess didn't really pay attention. I didn't look, but I don't think so.
Yeah, if it's got an enclosed and we like that on the vibration, then I'll be looking into that. I might just buy a 76 to hell with it.
Hell, why quit that?
What's that?
I said, why quit that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to have some 120 bushel corn. All right, guys.
97, 98, whichever.
I'll let you go. Pretty good wheat down through here. Farther, this is uphill and this is downhill. So the farther down we get, the better the wheat's gotten. It'll be north of 50. And I'm thankful. Very, very thankful. Alright, later guys. Had a sandwich. Chicken fried sandwich. And cookies. Alright, we got about 3 or 4 passes left. Bob and Cody just went up to dump. They're gonna grab their supper. I was full. I went up. Truck showed up. And another one right behind it, which I did not know it was coming. That's good. We've never really had to sit. Now, alright, I'm gonna get after it. Alright, fellas, I brought you back one more second. We are headed to the house. Moved up, cut it, moved home. 4.5 hours. Not shabby. Alright, later guys.